I believe at that moment, Puffy was terrified for his life. I think that he was afraid because all of the things that had gone out and about that party, they were singling him out, and I don't think that he thought he was going to survive it.
Al B. Sure just shocked everyone online after revealing what really went down with Angie Stone and her strange connection to a white cult before her sudden death. Angie wasn't just another singer. She was a respected name in the music world, known for her talent and wisdom. She was also one of the first people who recognized Diddy's dark behavior and even tried to help him move away from it. For a while, it seemed to work. But soon after, he slipped back into his old ways. What's really unsettling is the timing of Angie's death. Just days before she passed, she was preparing to take legal action against Universal Music Group, claiming they had been stealing millions from her. Now, nobody is directly saying Universal was involved in what happened, but the whole situation feels off. And Al B. sure isn't holding back. He's putting everything out there, including private messages where Angie allegedly told him about all the shady things she'd discovered. From what he's shared, it seems like Angie's death may not have been as simple as it looks. According to reports, Angie was on her way home from a show when the accident happened. Her car flipped several times, seriously injuring her and her team. Witnesses say she was still alive after the crash and desperately trying to get out of the car. But things took a darker turn when a truck appeared from nowhere and slammed into her already overturned car while she was still trapped inside. That second impact was what ended her life. What makes it even stranger is that out of everyone involved in the accident, Angie was the only one who didn't survive. It's hard not to wonder what the chances are of someone getting into 2 back-to-back accidents in the same few minutes and ending up being the only one who dies. It doesn't sit right with a lot of people, especially when you consider what she was dealing with right before that night. Angie had discovered that Universal Music Group had allegedly been keeping her royalty money for years, and it wasn't some small amount. We're talking about at least $10 million missing over decades. Angie was angry and ready to fight back. She reportedly told close friends that if she had gotten what was owed to her, she could have retired 20 years ago. Instead, she had to keep performing, traveling, and working just to stay afloat. That's what makes her final night so heartbreaking. She wasn't supposed to still be out there working those long hours, but because her earnings were being taken, she had no choice. Even the night she died, she was driving home from another show at around 4 a.m., a time when most people are fast asleep. She shouldn't have been on the road at that hour. She was doing what she had to do to survive. Now that all this information is out, people can't help but question whether her death was really a tragic accident, or if someone wanted to silence her before she could expose the truth. With Al B. sure bringing these details to light, it's becoming harder to ignore the signs that something much darker might have been going on behind the scenes.
A lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen. Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me, people that were working on my behalf, never even registered the songs, all the songs that I've done. I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. The legal side, when you hire attorneys and managers and agents, they're supposed to make sure the gray area over there that they're in the driver's seat for, they're supposed to make sure you're taken care of. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? And that's why I'm telling on Universal and all the people that y'all work with me, y'all know who you are. You've been spotted. You've been seen. Your worth is useless to me now because I've seen the data. That's all I'm going to say. I got a team of people, a diesel crew, that's really trying to help me navigate things. And if I never get it, at least you heard it from me, because I don't know what they might do to keep from paying me all the money they owe.
And I know you caught that last part. She said it herself. Angie explained that the reason she made that video and shared everything was because she didn't know what the label might do to avoid paying her what she was owed. She sounded scared but determined to speak up. Then, only a few days later, she ended up in that strange crash at 4 a.m. What's even harder to believe is that everyone else involved survived, yet she was the only one who didn't make it. That's not just bad luck. Something about it feels off, and people are starting to question what really happened. It's not just about Diddy's shady parties or the music business politics anymore. There's a deeper layer to this story that's making everyone uneasy. Before her death, Angie also opened up about what she called a spiritual attack. She said this attack made her seriously ill and caused a dangerous blood infection that put her in the hospital. It got so bad that doctors weren't sure she would survive. During that time, Angie told people close to her that she could feel something dark around her, like someone or something wanted her gone. It wasn't just a random sickness. She felt it was connected to the people she was trying to expose. She said she only pulled through that infection because of constant prayers and the support of those who loved her. That's what makes this situation even more haunting. It's almost like she was fighting for her life twice, once in the hospital, and then again on that road the night she died. And if you connect all these moments, her legal battle, the missing money, the fear of being silenced, and the mysterious illness, it paints a picture that's hard to ignore. Angie knew something was coming, and it seems she tried to warn everyone before it was too late.
I knew it was an attack. I knew it was a spiritual attack on me. However, I was treated, and God healed me, cleared up. They cleared up the blood infection.
When Angie was alive, she never shared many details about the infection that almost took her life. She kept it private, only mentioning that it had been serious enough to land her in the hospital. But after her passing, Al B. Sure came forward with his version of what really went on. According to him, that infection might have been the industry's first attempt to get rid of her. He didn't hold back, and while some people supported him for speaking out, others criticized the way he did it. The backlash wasn't because he was exposing the truth, but because of how personal he got. Al posted what was meant to be a heartfelt tribute to Angie on social media, but instead of keeping it simple, he included screenshots of their private text messages. In those texts, Angie had confided in him about deeply personal matters that most people felt should have stayed between them. What was supposed to be a message of love and respect turned into a controversy about privacy and boundaries. He began his post with a touching message, writing, "I can't really gather my thoughts at the moment to say anything close to describing the profoundly brave and amazing woman my sister star Angie Stone was." It started off like a normal tribute, but then he followed that by saying he'd let Angie speak for herself through their last conversation. That's when he posted the messages, and people online immediately reacted. Many felt he had crossed a line by making such private exchanges public, especially so soon after her death. The first message from Angie read, "Hey hun, it's Angie Stone reaching out to please give me a call ASAP. Lot of stuff happening regarding this transplant situation. I have 2 possible donors, but they are discriminating against blacks now. It's been 5 years." That text alone raised eyebrows. Not only was she battling a health crisis, but she also claimed she was facing discrimination that was stopping her from getting treatment. Al's reply was brief and kind. He wrote, "Hey there, Queen. Great to hear from you. I'm on the plane and will touch base with you as soon as I touch down." The exchange seemed ordinary at first, but what came next added a layer of mystery. In her next message, Angie mentioned Diddy and spoke about how relieved she was that he was finally being exposed after years of Al trying to warn the world about him. She also brought up Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex, saying she believed Kim's spirit was helping reveal the truth about him from the other side. Angie's message read, "Call me when you get a moment to chop it up with me. I've been praying hard for you ever since all this foolishness you've been saying for years finally been exposed and he's going down. I didn't realize just how much craziness you had actually gone through, and it's so unfortunate. Now that I'm praying for you and supporting you on everything that you got going on, I pray that your son Quincy and yourself lock horn again." And he walks away from that whole ratchet situation as the whole world knows he deserves to be with his biological father at this time. I know that Kim is resting in paradise. She was born a couple of days before me, so I know her spirit well. I know how she rolled, and I can assure you that she's been the one assisting you from the other side. Be blessed, and know that I'm here for you no matter what. Peace and blessings, King." Reading those words after Angie's passing felt chilling to many people. Her tone was calm and spiritual, but knowing what happened soon after made it all sound like a warning. It's even more unsettling when you realize she mentioned Diddy right before her death, just days before she was killed. Angie had told close friends and family that Diddy had reached out to her, asking for prayers because he feared for his own life. This came after the public fallout from the incident involving Shine and Jennifer Lopez years ago, which had left Diddy in serious trouble. Angie, being deeply spiritual, said she prayed for him, but also warned him that the same dark energy surrounding him was starting to close in again. For many fans, all these pieces, her mysterious illness, the lawsuit against Universal, her talk of spiritual attacks, and now these text messages, feel connected. It's like she was surrounded by danger from every direction. Whether or not you believe in conspiracies, the timing and circumstances are impossible to ignore. Angie seemed to know she was in danger, and her final messages feel like both a confession and a cry for help that no one realized until it was too late.
I just happened to be in the studio this particular day, and because he never ever really bothered with me or spoke to me in that fashion, I wasn't a part of Uptown, I was just at MCA. On this particular day, I was coming off the elevator. I will never forget it as long as I live. And Puffy came to me, first time, speaking to me as a decent human being. And he said, "Hey, Miss Stone." I said, "Yeah, what's up?" He said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm fine. I'm shocked you speaking to me." He said, "Miss Stone, would you please pray with me?" I said, "Well, of course." When he asked me to pray with him, I believe at that moment Puffy was terrified for his life. I think that he was afraid because all of the things that had gone out and about that party, they were singling him out, and I don't think that he thought he was going to survive it. And I was just happy that whenever he didn't speak to me, I knew he couldn't see me. But on this day, he saw the God in me, which was so not about.
Angie was connected to many different circles in the entertainment world, and some people believe that her death wasn't an accident, but a result of her knowing too much. Rumors began spreading that she was linked to an occult-like sorority group called Zeta Phi Beta. Most people had no idea she was involved with them until the group publicly acknowledged her after she passed away. No one really knows why she joined, but some say she did it as a form of protection after several alleged attempts on her life from people in the industry. Sadly, if those claims are true, it still didn't keep her safe. Fans online had plenty to say about it. One person compared her passing to that of Lisa Left Eye Lopes from TLC, another talented woman who also died in a car crash that flipped over, being the only one who didn't survive. They called it eerie, tragic, and painfully familiar. Others believe Diddy had something to do with the energy surrounding Angie before she died. One user wrote that Diddy, being self-centered, knew Angie was the only person who'd show him compassion because of her spiritual nature. She once said he ignored her for years, even though he knew how gifted she was. According to that theory, he was feeding off her energy like a vampire, using her kindness without ever giving anything back. People described Angie as an earth angel, someone whose light naturally drew both good souls and dark energy. Her death left many wondering what really happened and whether powerful people wanted her gone. What do you think about the strange circumstances surrounding Angie's death? Could it be another case of the industry silencing someone who knew too much? Share your thoughts below.